Good evening, I'm John Yang. Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are spending this final Saturday of the campaign in battleground states, trying to energize their supporters to go to vote if they haven't already, and persuade the undecided to go over to their side. In North Carolina, Donald Trump offered a litany of familiar promises.
I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of massive numbers of criminals that have come into our country. And I will bring back the American dream. This is all you need to know. Kamala broke it. She broke it. We will fix it. I will fix it. It'll be fixed very fast.
In Atlanta, Kamala Harris vowed to bring down the cost of living and make the economy a priority from day one.
I will give a middle-class tax cut to over 100 million Americans. I will enact the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging on groceries. Economists have compared what he's talking about to what I'm talking about, and they have indicated my plan will strengthen America's economy, his will weaken it.
The vice presidential candidates were in the West.
We know when labor does well, America does well.
In Nevada, Democrat Tim Walz went door to door.
Well, we're grateful for you.
And Republican J.D. Vance slammed the White House's handling of the economy.
What the hell have you been doing the whole time?
In Pennsylvania, the battleground with the most electoral votes, the Supreme Court sided with Democrats to allow voters to cast provisional ballots if their mail-in ballots are rejected. The Israeli military says it's captured a senior Hezbollah commander in northern Lebanon, who they say is responsible for attacks on Israel. It came after a night of air raid sirens in central Israel as a barrage of missiles came from Lebanon. The Israeli military says it intercepted most, but not all of them. Nearly a dozen people were injured in Tyre, which is an Arab city in central Israel. Hours later, Iran's supreme leader said his country would dole out a crushing response to Israel and the United States for last week's Israeli attacks on Iranian military targets. And in Gaza, health officials are scrambling to give children a second dose of the oral polio vaccine. Israeli airstrikes have delayed the effort and limited it to Gaza City. Spain is sending 10,000 more soldiers and police to the Valencia region in the aftermath of deadly floods there. So far, more than 200 bodies have been recovered, and the search goes on for more. An unknown number of people are missing. Floodwaters that decimated the city this week have covered cars, buildings, and homes in mud. Thousands of volunteers have joined the effort to clean up and distribute food and supplies. A former Louisville police detective could spend the rest of his life in prison for his role in the 2020 shooting death of Breonna Taylor, who worked as an emergency room technician. A federal jury convicted Brett Hankinson of violating Taylor's civil rights by using excessive force during a botched drug raid. None of the 10 shots Hankinson fired hit Taylor, but prosecutors said he acted recklessly. He's the only officer to be charged in connection with Taylor's death, is to be sentenced in March. South Carolina carried out the nation's 21st execution of the year, killing 59-year-old Richard Moore by lethal injection. Republican Governor Henry McMaster rejected pleas to reduce Moore's sentence to life in prison. Among those who sought clemency were 3 of the jurors who convicted Moore of fatally shooting a convenience store clerk in 1999, the judge who presided over his trial, and a former prison director. In a letter turning them down, McMaster said he'd reviewed the materials they'd submitted and spoken to the victim's family. Still to come on PBS News Weekend, the role anti-transgender campaign ads are playing in the election, and the crisis in Haiti that's driving many to seek refuge in this country.
This is PBS News Weekend from the David M. Rubenstein studio at WETA in Washington, home of the PBS NewsHour, weeknights on PBS.